Hi everybody, welcome back to Derailed. Well, I guess we'll change it to On Rails. I don't know. Branding on this is questionable. We're debating branding on this.
We neither of us have seen the direct showcase yet, so we're taking a peek at it, and we're just going to give our like first impression opinions on the things they showcase. It doesn't seem too long, so it's going to be a pretty quick one.
Yeah, notably, this is a partner showcase, though. I don't know what that exactly means.
My guess is because I believe they've had it for Xbox. It's kind of like an indie showcase, or this isn't like their main studios per se.
Yeah, so this will be like some of the.
So no Zelda. Yeah.
This will be the side chicks.
No Zelda, no, unfortunately, Metroid, I'm betting you. No F-Zero, again.
Pokemon's already announced next week they're having a Pokemon Direct.
I'm hoping that the rumors about the Legend Celebi are true.
Oh, Legend Celebi, or maybe they'll announce Pokemon Blood and Iron, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think they'll ever be willing to put the word blood on the title of a Pokemon game. I don't think they have the balls.
I know.
But that would be dope. All right, let's check this out.
All right, let's start it.
Ugh, their branding is still the best.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me fix the volume here. Sorry, ruining it for everyone. I know.
It's not too loud for me, at least.
Yeah, but it's too loud for me, and you know other people are what's important.
Welcome to today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on Nintendo Switch games launching in the first half of 2024 from our publishing and development.
Okay, so the first half. So this is.
Let's get into some headlines.
Before June. These are all before June.
All grounded. Who cares? I'm skipping this.
Hold on. No. I want to know because I don't know what these are.
You don't know what this is? This game's been out for years on Steam.
Dude, Jesse, that's an Xbox game.
Oh yeah, I suppose it is.
Right in your own
you know what? You're
okay,
right.
so this is so they're starting with showcasing some Xbox games. I'm betting. Let's see. I doubt it's going to be Halo or Gears. People have been saying Halo or Gears, and I've been like, no. I push X to doubt. I think it would make more sense for them to like throw Sea of Thieves. I can't think of much else, but like Sea of Thieves, I know it would make sense to throw over here.
As for the
this
game
looks fun.
As for the game itself, I hate insects, so I will never play this.
That's fine. The game itself just looks goofy and fun for a kid.
Yeah, no, look, I have watched a little bit of it. It does look like a really good like sandbox crafting game.
Yeah, it looks goofy.
Go big or never go home. When Grounded launches on the Nintendo Switch system,
like this is what Power World will probably be once Power World's finished.
Yes, that's an Xbox Game Studio thing.
And renewal unfolds in this return to the Ender Lily's world. This once flourishing.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't think they'd ever make another one. Hell yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ender Lilies is a side-scrolling, very artsy, Souls-like, and it was very well done in story. It's very sad.
Gotcha.
I'm curious about this because that one was good. I'd keep my eye on this if I were you, and that's my opinion as a Souls fan.
And journey alongside a homunculus who played a pivotal role in the country's demise.
Gotcha.
When the magic buried
beneath
the surface became
well, it looks very Castlevania-y, actually.
Well, think Salt and Sanctuary, which is considered the side-scrolling Souls-like.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of dodging and there's stamina, so. But it's the story was very good, so I have high hopes.
I really should have got this volume set up before.
Will join you on your adventure.
It's all good. I'm enjoying this.
Oh yeah.
This is something I actually am very interested in. I think the game itself is really nice.
I've never been into Souls-like games, so this is probably.
No, I get you. The side-scrolling Souls-likes are actually very accessible. I've found for a lot of people.
I mean,
if they
I
ever
enjoy,
it's your adventure.
Hollow Knight, so.
In these
right. Like that would be considered one.
Explore an interconnected world
of
puzzles in this
that's interesting.
Adventure.
Oh, roll puzzles.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Where everything
I haven't seen like a major game like this before. This is really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Why has nobody ever thought of this?
It does seem.
That's just.
This seems like something that could be like on the NES.
On phone. It seems like something that would be on my phone.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. That's like a boom. This would be a good phone game.
Adventure, sliding onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
But no, I feel like
that's
it'd
gonna
get
be a
old
good
pretty
thing.
quick for me.
That's true.
Oh, Unicorn Arms.
Oh, this is the one. Oh yeah, shit. This is that game.
I'm actually pretty excited for this one.
Form your strategy, then unleash your army on the opposing Zenoiran forces.
Yeah, it looks like Ogre Battle.
Your real-time strategy
Oh, it's inspired by Ogre Battle.
Well,
During
yeah.
battle, you may get to recruit new allies.
They're doing that thing where nobody's made Ogre Battle, so they're making it themselves.
Well, I mean, they have made a new Ogre Battle like 2 years ago. But
They remade
remember?
an old one.
that's still a new one technically. Because, but what I was gonna say is it's also they're trying to take the lead from Mutant Chronicles before. Wait.
Oh.
What?
Hunter Stories game returns.
Fuck yeah, man!
Voiced and in HD.
This is what I've been wanting them to do. Oh, this is what I've been wanting them to do. Start porting the 3DS games, damn it. There's a bunch of shitlock on there that people really want to play.
Look like they cleaned up the polygons a lot too.
Definitely. In fact, they might have even remade it marginally, and the game is fun. They're fun games. It's
Oh
just-
yeah, I played the second one.
Yeah. Even the first one, like, holds up relatively well. That's really dope.
Mickey.
Wait, what is this? Wait, what is this? Wait.
On a peculiar day, Yen Sid's
No
mischievous
way.
mirror lured Mickey Mouse into his workshop.
No way. Are they
Yeah.
porting it?
Finding the magic
yeah.
paper,
Are they
a curious Mickey creates a mess
This looks a lot cleaner than the original, actually. So this might be more than just a port.
and becomes trapped
It's a remake
in
of Epic Mickey?
wasteland, inhabited by
Awesome.
forgotten adventurous
That's so
characters.
dope. I'm so here for that.
The platform
Dude, that was one of the
adventure
best
Epic
Mickey Mouse games ever made.
returns.
Ooh, yeah, this looks good.
Remake of the beloved
That looks
classic.
amazing. Yeah, it's so fun. This
He
was
said
at the height of
remake, so-
Okami's popularity.
Explore this
I'm here for it.
unusual dimension.
They have my money.
Using the magic brush
This is one of the best 3D
to shape the
platformers
world
from the
with
Wii.
paint and
I love
paper
this because
on
it
the
doesn't
path
just
to
pay
become an
homage; it kind of
epic
brings
hero.
its own thing to it.
Yeah, that's the big
Epic
thing
Mickey
here. Is this was
launches on Nintendo Switch
this helped
this
keep
year.
the spark alive for Kingdom Hearts too. That's why this game is so important.
Oh yeah.
Next, please take
That's
a look
good.
At this.
All right, I'm taking a look. What's that? What's new?
Ooh, Atlas. This should be
Oh
good.
shit!
Oh, is this DLC for the fifth one?
I'm afraid Tokyo experienced its own peculiar occurrence while you were away.
There might be a
I'll
full
be counting
expansion,
on you to gather more
You mean like
or maybe
Hot
it's a Cyber Sleuth another story segment where it's like a whole game.
No, it's got the main character.
No, never mind. Yeah,
Look out!
Yeah, definitely, probably DLC.
Now let's kill this.
expansion, which is worth it.
Eve.
And so we have found it, the key to the resurrection.
Hopefully this will make the game out to be better. The unfortunate thing about 5 is it has to compete with Persona 5 Royal and Persona 3 Reload.
I
And
will
those
say it
games are
definitely
just-
has like one of the best stories for a Shin Megami Tensei game. It's just
It does. It's just it's hard to compete with Persona's
Yeah.
storytelling. Persona's storytelling is so good.
And you know, in terms of gameplay, I actually think it's slightly better than Persona 5. It's just
I think Persona 5 Pure it's better than, but Persona 5 Royal it's weaker than. Because
Yeah.
Persona 5 Weaker, when you get the full gameplay experience, is almost an action game. Which
Enter or
gives me hope for the
return to this
6th one.
ravaged wasteland and experience an
What?
untold story on your adventure. Let's take a
Uh-huh.
look at some more headlines.
okay, we've got a lot of remakes and small games, but let's see something.
Get ready to unite
Interesting,
and fight
like,
in
new.
these Nintendo Switch games.
Yeah, no, they're showing some new stuff too. That I'm down for this so far.
Oh!
From across the
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah!
What?
two classic
What?
games.
Dude, does
No
this mean we
way.
get to play it online?
Strike back against familiar
Wait.
races
Shh.
in massive online battles.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to enjoy playing as Jedis as much in this one as the new one because they've refined the gameplay in that more. But like the gunplay is going to be awesome.
As your favorite heroes or villains
Oh, they've
in
added new
hero
levels.
assault.
You could only play them on Tatooine previously, but they showed a bunch of them on a
And
different
more
level.
on maps including Death
I
Star
mean, you gotta.
and Naboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lightsaber dueling looks like shit, but like that's okay.
Launches on the Nintendo Switch system March 14th.
March 14th.
The wo-
Begin today on Nintendo.
I'm here for it.
Let's get some online on that.
It's a snow day.
Hey,
Butters,
new
let's
South
get a
Park game.
stand. Snow day everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to South Park. As the new kid,
All right, you're
Is it an action adventure
join
one?
Cartman, Stan, and the rest of the gang
Looks
to
like
save
it.
the town in this
That-
God, they look
There
weird
we
in
go.
3D.
Choose from a wide
Yeah, they
range
do.
of iconic South Park items and cosmetics to customize your character however you'd like.
Cosmetics, armor, dark matter perks. What the fuck that means? It's an action game. Yeah. Okay. It looks. It looks rough.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it looks okay, but like it looks rough. So I'm gonna hold my breath because the first two RPGs look rough too.
Yeah, but the thing about RPGs is you can fit a lot of South Park's humor into an RPG. I don't know about that.
For the latest entry in the Sword Art Online series.
Oh, here, there's
Virtual
one for you,
world
Joey.
goes haywire. The past and present collide.
I know you were
Are they
enjoying the
making a
previous
new one?
games.
Are they making a
Alongside
movie?
former adversaries and
By the way, if you ever
fallen
want me to
allies,
pause and rewind,
it's
just
up
say the
to
word.
you to save the world.
I'm good at catching
Experience a
those.
whole new single-player story, or take the battle online with up to 20 players.
Oh,
in
that's a cool
co-op.
design for a monster. I like that.
Sword Art Online.
Well, that's the
Launch your
final boss that they
daydream
fought
and
before they fought
launches on
Heathcliff in the
Nintendo
first
Switch
season.
this
Oh,
year.
right.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in so
Break,
long.
build, and battle your
Oh my
ultimate
God.
Oh.
Gundam in Gundam
Gundam.
Breaker 4.
I'm so here
Choose
for
from
this.
over
You can build your own.
250 base kits. Combine and
Ooh,
customize their
yeah,
parts to build your very
customizable
own
mech
mobile
games. I love
suit
those.
known as
Yeah,
Gundam.
you're gonna like this.
I don't even care that much about Gundam itself. I just like customizing my mechs.
Combat missions.
I think Gundam is one of the most underrated series in all of anime. Not even then, it's considered one of the top.
The ultimate Gundam.
I don't know if it's underrated. Anybody talks about mech anime, they talk about Gundam.
In the new
Right, but they only talk about 5 of them.
Prepare for battle.
Okay.
There's like
Gundam
100.
Breaker 4
There's a lot of
launches
crap
on
in the
Nintendo
Gundam I
Switch
hear, though.
this year.
Untrue, we just haven't ported them here.
Let's get down to
Ooh!
Monkey Business.
This
Is it
does,
new?
yeah, this looks new.
It looks new.
The newest entry in the Super
Newest.
Monkey Ball series rolls onto Nintendo Switch.
Fuck yeah, man.
Good.
It's been waiting on this. Tony's gonna be
Stages
stoked.
await with optional
After,
motion controls.
the
Using
HD
new
pack.
Spin Dash move, you can blast over
The
obstacles
HD pack was
and
okay.
create
Well, it was
shortcuts
definitely
to
like
victory.
testing the waters, you know?
Yeah, I think it went well enough that they did.
In 4-player local co-op.
Oh, local
looks
co-op on
fun.
Monkey Ball? That's gonna be...
This looks fun.
Up to 16
Oh my
players
God.
can battle online as they tilt their
Battle
oh, no.
Royale! Let's go!
Be the first to the finish
I mean,
line
this
and
is one
race
that does lend itself to it. This looks fun.
Yeah, this actually does look pretty
falling
good.
bananas in Banana Hunt. Team up to take down robots in Robots.
That's
Oh, yeah.
dope. I
and
like
more.
this.
Yeah, they're... You know, Monkey Ball always had good minigames,
Get
so...
ready to roll.
Expanding that into a
Yes.
solid multiplayer thing.
Dash.
I mean, Sega did note they're bringing back a lot of old IPs, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
Thrilling adventure when Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble
And, you know, they had the
Heck yeah,
HD
man.
collection, so it makes sense they lead with this one.
Pre-orders begin today. On
Yep, I
Nintendo
agree.
eShop.
They probably want to work more on
Get
the
ready
older
for
ones.
good
Oh,
Ooh.
time.
Speaking of old games coming back,
It's liquidy. It's solidy. It's goo. Stretch it, shape it.
It's
and use it
goo.
to build
World of
strategic
Goo too.
structures. In
I'm
this
surprised it took
physics-based
this long to make a
puzzler,
sequel.
You can build towers,
Oh,
bridges.
they probably had
and
trouble getting the
even
funding. They didn't make a ridiculous
whatever
amount of
this
money.
is.
yeah, but it's
Your
not like
goal is to guide as
the first
much
World of
goo as
Goo was a
possible into
super
a vast
expansive
global
game.
pipe distribution network.
It's
But
true,
where do the
but they
pipes
probably wanted to
lead?
make the second one a lot
Certainly
more.
nowhere
I
sinister.
suppose.
Put your imagination to the test.
This
As you
looks
build,
fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
splash,
First one's
explode,
fun.
Destroy,
See, I never
fly,
played the
and
first
roll
one.
your goo to the goal.
Very creative puzzle
You'll
game.
encounter different
It
types
looks
of
like it was made by the
with
people that
unique
made
properties,
Little
including
Inferno. Am I
explosive
right?
goo,
I think it
jelly
is,
goo,
actually.
and more.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's the way they do the
exclusive to
eyes.
Nintendo Switch version, you can build with up to
And
30
the,
buttons
the
in local
physics.
co-op play. World of Goo
Yeah, no,
2
this is one of those puzzle
launches as a
games that takes a very
console
simple
exclusive on
concept
Nintendo
and
Switch
stretches
May
it to
23rd.
the max.
It seems like a Nintendo eShop gem.
Build a life transcending time.
Yes. Yes.
Your story
Yes.
1000
Oh,
Yes.
in the making.
this
Yes.
A brand new
Yes.
fantasy life game.
Yes, New Fantasy Life.
This
I
once
Oh.
was,
island
no, I'm
in
actually not that
Bavaria
enthused. I didn't
now stands
appreciate the first
deserted.
one that much.
I thought the first one had a lot of ridiculous amounts of potential, and I think that this one has just as much in it. It's going to be a good time.
You know, if
It's
they
simple but fun.
expand upon it enough, I think this could be really good.
called lives.
I mean, it's console based now, and it's not early because it was early 3DS. Remember?
Yeah.
So this has a lot of potential. It looks fun.
I'm actually surprised when this got announced a while back, but I'm surprised by how much Fantasy Life actually was like loved by people.
Because it's simple, you know. It's Harvest Moon with RPG elements, but like not as goofy as, and you don't need to romance anybody.
Additionally, up to 4 players can journey.
And the idea of jobs having mini games attached to them was a big thing too, and that's another thing about these games is the jobs have mini games, man.
Oh yeah.
Blacksmithing, you can actually focus your entire life on that in the game, and it actually gives you dividends somehow. I think that's dope. I'm stoked. Level 5 is one of the high end of fun game devs for me. What?
Trash?
What is this?
The world these days is dark.
The Crabverse expands.
Even the water tastes unclean.
Attack the crab in his weak point for massive damage, man.
Fight Crab 2 just came out.
Threatening the ocean is.
The fuck is Tom Kench doing in this game?
Scour the depths of a polluted undersea world in this Souls-like adventure.
Souls-like adventure.
What the fuck? I mean, that's really fun. Oh,
You
that's
know
a
what?
nightmare.
I'm gonna be honest, with all the dark Souls-like, I'm kind of glad we got a really colorful one.
To cardboard during your hunt.
They have a couple of them. This is just interesting to look at, is all. It looks fun.
I've been working my butt off.
Like this, the combat looks pretty polished.
The idea of switching shells might be interesting.
Predators along the way.
Depending on if you get different abilities for each shell, yeah. Kind of like Skull.
Mortal Shell, if you play that, actually, weirdly enough.
Mortal Shell, yes, but no, because Mortal Shell has a finite amount of shells, heavily. I think if this one wants to do it right, it'll have so many.
As they say, one crab.
Okay, then, you know, that one boss fight did look
He's
pretty
so
good
cute.
at the end.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
These Nintendo Switch games
Drill?
will have you dashing, dropping, and drilling.
Okay.
Join Penny and
Oh.
Yo-Yo in a brand
Oh, this
new
one. Yeah, I'm still here for it.
platforming
A lot of
adventure
people
from
played
team
the
look-
demo,
behind
that's
Sonic
pretty good.
Mania.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's going to be very fun.
Ride and
I don't know.
master
It's going to have a lot to live up to
cosmic
because A
string
Hat in
with
Time is
40
my bar for this game right
worlds,
now.
all
I mean,
while
ultimately
Yeah.
with platforms, it's all about how it feels to jump around, you know?
Yeah, and A Hat in Time feels the best out of any I've ever played. So, like, my bar is that.
denizens during your acrobatic escapades. And put your
And it
tricks
looks
You
like
ever
it's
play,
easy to go.
Sparkster 3 that came out a little while ago?
Hope you're ready to
Yeah, it's not bad.
because
Oh, yeah.
Penny's
I think
big breakaway launches
Mario
on Nintendo
Odyssey
Switch
and Hat in Time are the
today.
peak of what we've gotten
Oh,
so
yeah.
far, and I think that those are our bars because you can do
Local
ridiculous stuff.
Oh my
two-player
God,
battles
this.
are coming as paid DLC to the fruit
I mean,
wrenching
it's gotten so
phenomenon,
much
Quick
like
Game. Choose
people
from
looking
3
at it.
modes,
You just
original,
okay, fair enough.
time limit, and attack.
Multiplayer is a long time coming for this.
Aim
That's
for
going to
higher
make this
score
head
than
thing
your
have a much
opponent
bigger
in
shelf
original
life.
mode.
I can't wait till this shows up at
Make
Evo.
split-second decisions against the clock in time limit
It
mode,
might just do that, you know.
and overwhelm
Oh,
your
Squeaker
opponent
Game
with bunches of
joins
fruit
Marvel
in
vs.
attack
Capcom
mode.
6.
Plus, online multiplayer will be added to the DLC in
Oh,
the
that guy on the
future.
left is fucked.
Get battling when this paid DLC
What was that,
for
Joey?
Squeaker
Great.
Game drops onto the
I'm
Nintendo Switch
wrong.
system
I didn't know that
today.
they were going to
A
actually
bundle
end
of
on
the game
a
and
timer.
DLC is also available today.
Oh, pay DLC too.
Gear up
Oh,
for
yeah,
some
you got a little
thrilling
drill.
drilling in the 2D action platformer
Pepper Grinder. Oh God.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Burrow
He's
through terrain.
dead. That looks actually kind of fun in like a really gruesome kind of way.
It kind of looks like
Ride
Metal Slug.
gnarly
Is that weird?
vehicles to recover your missing
It
fortunes.
reminds me of Metal Slug with Super Driller. No, it looks like Celeste.
A demo
It
will
does
be
look like
available
Celeste.
today on Nintendo
Oh, this
Switch.
demo. Well, you know, you need to get on it,
It looks
Joey.
like fun. It looks like
Giddy
fun.
up for a fusion of solitaire and horse racing in this remastered
What?
version of Pocket Card Jockey.
What?
Remastered, so this game's
Take
existed
cards to
before.
create a sequence
And it's
of
in the
numbers,
art style of
build up
Harvest
power during
Moon's
a race.
Animal Parade for whatever reason.
Check the positions of other horses. Spend power
I mean,
to
it looks
move
like
around the
it would be a better
course.
mini game.
Grab
Why is
special
this its
cards
own
to
game?
gain the upper hoop.
I would totally play the shit out of this if it was in a
Win
Yakuza
events to
game.
get new horses,
Dude,
and
right?
race
Me
them to
too.
raise the next
But like
generation
alone,
of
I don't think
ideal
this
steeds.
works.
You can even race online
If,
against other
if this isn't
players.
$10, I'm gonna be upset.
It's off to the races in Pocket Card Jockey.
I give it
Ride
5.
on. Launching on Nintendo Switch today.
I do
give
10.
it
It
5.
looks good enough. I do 10. It looks good enough. What would it stop? Oh, what? What's happening?
it's
Oh,
still
they're just
going.
showcasing things. Moonville, Raw Fury. Oh, puzzle game. It's a narrative puzzle game. Looks like. What is this? That looks awesome.
It does.
I gotta give it to you, EA. You guys make solid games these days.
Oh yeah, Demon Slayer, but with mini games. Oh yeah.
No, it's a Demon Slayer Beatmania.
That's hilarious.
Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition. It's fair. That is their magnum opus.
Oh yeah.
What are you? New Contra. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's not as bad as Rogue. Hopefully it's better than Rogue Core. I actually have hope. It looks good.
Well, Rogue Core barely was a Contra game.
Oh, it was a hardcore game, which is a derivative of Contra, and it was a bad one. Because like hardcore came out on the PS3, and that game was good.
What was that last game called? I think we talked over it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm looking at these visuals. I feel like wherever this game is, it's gonna be like a lot bigger than it initially seems. I'm getting weird.
It looks like Wicker Man.
Yeah.
That almost wraps up this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase.
Okay.
But
What else we got?
we have 2 more announcements to share.
2 more.
First, please take a look at this.
This is where the good shit usually is.
Ooh.
Is it Perfect Dark?
I doubt they're gonna do that first. I bet you it's something like Blast Core or some shit. Yep.
Oh, it's a whole bunch of them. Oh, we get all of them.
Dude, KI Online. Snake Rattle and Roll. That game's fun.
Pro-Am, that
Pro
one's
Am.
good.
That one's fun.
Battletoads.
Battletoads. Okay.
Killer Instinct.
KI.
Yeah.
God, Ultra Combo.
Blast
baby.
Corp.
I called it. That game's actually really fun.
These games are available today.
Today.
You can play
That's
them with
5
the
games.
Nintendo
That's a
Switch
lot.
Online or Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion.
Oh, Joey, you gotta get the
membership.
expansion pack.
I already have it.
Okay, good.
I always have it.
Next is our last announcement. Please take a
Okay.
look.
That was a good one. Endless Ocean?
Actually, I saw this, so I know what it is.
What is it? Wait, no,
Endless
don't
Ocean.
tell me.
Oh,
God damn
too
it.
late.
Is it the first one or is it a sequel?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
It's a new one.
It's a sequel. Oh my god. God, that game is so chill. That game is so chill. What do you want to do today? I want to relax and swim.
Jotaro Kujo approves.
Endless Ocean game.
What a nice game series,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Veiled Sea, a location known to very few people.
And you know, with next gen
This
graphics, it's gonna look
unexplored
even nicer.
region changes with
Yeah.
each dive.
Well, actually, it looks roughly the
Well,
same.
that's
Actually, I'm gonna be honest.
That's okay. That's okay though. It's still pretty. It's hard to mess up underwater.
Up to 30 players
Ah, you get to
online
swim with
can
other people?
Plunge into the ocean's
Looks
depths
nice.
together. Share your discoveries with other divers and exchange a friendly greeting while freely
What a
exploring
nice
the
game. That's
vast
so.
ocean.
I want to notate a lot of this game takes a lot of inspiration from Journey's methodology,
There
which is
are
just
over
enjoy people's company on
500
your journey.
different species of marine life to
And I think
encounter.
that's awesome.
I also like that. Just like stop and appreciate everything around you.
Creatures thought to be
I mean, I
extinct.
think like if they have real animals in this would be a good way to
Okay,
showcase
see, that would make
different
me
things
shit
in
bricks
class.
and never want to go play that game again.
I'd play it. I mean, I know that nothing attacks you. So the whole point is you're just journeying and looking around at
I
ecosystems.
suppose.
I think this game is great for learning.
Endless Ocean Luminous launches on the Nintendo
What a great
Switch
series.
system
I'm glad
May
it didn't
2nd.
die with that first one,
Pre-orders
man.
begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Good for them.
We hope you're looking forward to exploring the vast ocean on Nintendo Switch.
All right, you got one more.
That's all for today's
Nope,
No, I think
sorry.
that's
Nintendo
it.
Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Huzzah!
It was a good direct. Like
That
for a
was.
partner showcase, that was nice.
Yeah, just for showing off some cool stuff other people are doing.
I got a top 5 things I'm most stoked for on there too.
Oh yeah, which ones?
So number one is Gundam Builders 4. Number 2 is Epic Mickey's remake. Number 3 is Fantasy Life. Number 4 is the oh my god, go to the beginning. I'm brain farting.
Grounded.
A little further.
Ender Magnolia.
Ender Magnolia, and then bringing Monster Hunter Stories 1 to the console. Those are my big 5.
All right, if I had to pick 5, I'm not doing it in a particular order. I'd be Unicorn Overlord.
Fair.
Maybe not Disney.
Megami Tensei 5.
It's definitely Battlefront.
Yep, Battlefront and Megami Tensei 5 I know you're here for.
Gundam Breakers, Monkey Ball, and you know what? I would put Epic Mickey at the end of that, just because I feel like more people.
I'll be honest. Another Crab's Treasure is like right outside my range for it, because that one I'm actually curious about.
I feel like everything you said that I didn't say is like right outside my range too.
Yeah, like they had some good stuff in this one. They're just bringing some games. They're having some new games, and they had some sequels or remakes. It was a pretty full one for being so small.
If I had to pick a game that might suddenly be good, and I was just looking at it, I think it might be this one. I have a weird feeling. I don't know why I have a feeling, but I'm getting that like sixth sense that like
it looks like a puzzle point and click, which isn't bad. I have no faith in those games to make me enjoy them.
Fair enough.
But it could be good because like Night in the Woods was good. I think Another Crab's Treasure has the most potential here from looking at what they did with it, and that's Alpha. This
definitely seems like the most unique, or well, like the newest unique game here. Like the best.
It looks funny as crap. Like, look at the shark, dude. Little shark with a little hat. This looks funny as shit.
Oh yeah, he's not even a shark with a hat. He's one of those little shark joggy things.
That is a shark, Jesse.
That is a shark.
But yeah, no, this was a solid direct.
I did notice something at the very end of this trailer that I want to point out.
In frenetic deep sea combat. What other threats lie in the ocean depths?
The movement looks great.
So have you ever seen like a Souls boss like this, where it's like chasing you across a hallway high speed like this?
A Souls-like boss, yes, but never in Souls itself. Unless we're talking Bloodborne, then yes. Yes. And Sekiro definitely, yeah.
Because this definitely seems a lot faster than most Souls-likes I've seen.
Sekiro, your first boss is on a horse.
Gotcha.
And you're on a battlefield, so they chase you.
And like he's running fast too, so this definitely seems like a lot faster than most Souls-likes I've seen.
Yeah, this seems like it's more inspired by Sekiro. Because Sekiro, you move that fast.
And then we got
Sekiro, you're always running.
Fantasy Life over here. This looks almost exactly like the first game. I'm gonna be honest.
I'll be honest with you. I looked up some of the features they're adding to it. You can build the town.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
You can go to the past and the present. They've expanded upon the mini games for each of the life cultures. There are storylines for all of them.
That's good. Because
that's very good.
I felt like the first game was just like too hollow of a game for me to be like, yeah, I love that game.
And I agree with you, but everybody didn't fall in love with the game itself per se. They fell in love with the concept.
Yeah, the concept. Concept is great, and that's why I'm pretty excited for this one. But like, I've been burned before by this exact game, so.
I mean, to be fair, it was their first one before.
And it's been like 15 years since they tried again, so.
It has not been 15 years. It's been like 10.
10 to 15 years.
Well, the 3DS was in the 2010s. I have a minor interest in World of Goo, but mainly only in just like I'd pay $5 for it.
There's a lot of really creative puzzles. There's a reason why this kind of is. I feel like this is the game that kind of really started a lot of those indie like puzzle games.
I guess, but I think my entire purpose here is I would be more interested if it was Little Inferno too.
Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble. I'm gonna be honest, they've tried a lot of Monkey Balls after Monkey Ball 2, and none of them have been super good. So
the remake did well, and that included the ones that were not 2. They were received as well, and they were because they updated stuff in it.
That's
This
good.
one looks like it's going to be just fine because of that. Because a major issue was they didn't keep the balancing feel the same after two. So,
Also, Monkey Ball but Battle Royale sounds pretty good. I'm gonna be
well,
honest.
it's not necessarily battle royale. They say it up there; it's a
Oh, it's a
race.
race,
So
yeah.
yeah, and I think that it lends itself very well to monkey ball. Honestly,
Well, no, Monkey
there have been
Race was one of the mini games in the previous games. It was really fun. So,
right. With updated everything, I think it's going to be better because Sega's only gotten better in the past 10 years. Because I'll be honest with you, Jesse, that was around the time they released some of the worst Sonic games ever.
one thing I do appreciate with this though is that this does look like an actual like obstacle course race. So that's
Yes.
very Monkey Ball-ish.
Yes, it's the same thing with Sonic Adventure 2, where when they have to remake that eventually because they whispered about it enough, I'm just going to assume it'll happen eventually. There were a lot. They added obstacles to the levels. Like you went to the levels you ran through in the game, but they added obstacles to them. I think that's going to be the way they go with this because it just makes sense. Take something that and add some stuff to it. I
Gundam
actually
Breaker.
have. I actually own a couple of the Gundam Breaker games, so I can actually input on this. A big thing with how these games play usually is you fight little baby Gundam boys and you steal their parts. And this one looks like it's actually just making Gundam Breakers, but it's with like real life things. And I think that's a good choice because Toy Story Gundams is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
But building the Gundams themselves is dope because you can fully customize them, Jesse. Like when I say that, I mean you can pick the weapon on either arm, you can pick how they're held, you can pick the color scheme on any type of items you put on your Gundam, you can pick the head mount, you can pick the leg mount. It's insane.
It seems like, well, I'm looking at this list of items here. That's a wide variety of heads right there.
Yeah, I mean and they have different like specialties on them too. You see the GM heads, you have 4 of them there with 3 different specialties. Means that they probably have rarity indexes, so it's probably going to be a mixture of a looter shooter. Which there's no way they can't do this without making it a looter shooter if they want to keep out the loot box bullshit.
Yeah, or they could be a loot shooter to add in the loot box bullshit.
No, keep the loot box shit out.
I hope. Well, I'm not saying that with like I hope they do. No, I'm hoping like.
The way they did it last time is it was based on drops.
Let's see, who did they say was making the? Oh, that's Bandai Namco. Ooh.
Yeah, no. Gundam makes all. Old Bandai Namco makes all Gundam games because they own the rights. They've owned the rights.
Yep.
They make all One Piece games because in terms of video game distribution, they majorly own the rights. Dragon Ball, they make all the Dragon Ball games, Jesse. They own the rights.
You know what? They also make all the Tales games too, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tales games are a little bit harder to deal with because the majority of them are not very good.
Listen.
It's only the last. Well, it's only like I can count on one hand almost. Symphonia, Zillia 1, Zillia 2, Vesperia, Zestria. 2 hands. I can count 8. Berseria, Arise.
I will say, Bandai Namco did just recently announce that they dropped 5 games in development, and I'm just in here like, please the series I like.
I mean, they're never going to stop making Tales games because Arise did great, and justifiably so. They made an expansion pass that's even better, by the way. Wow, it's good. They've made.
You know what? We're derailing a little bit. We're gonna have to save this conversation for a different time because we got more games to look at.
True.
If we want to rebrand this to On Rails or something, we gotta stay on rails.
I'm trying to gauge whether or not this is a brand new game. I think this is just a port of the last one they created because they haven't. I don't think they ported it yet, and this is supposedly the last Sword Art Online video game that they're making.
So tell me, Joey, why are these games good? I know you say you like them.
Well, first off, it's an alternate history in all of them. They have their own universe where basically after they beat Heathcliff at the end of season 1, they don't get kicked out of the server. They still have to complete the dungeon And so a bunch of things change. Number one, your sister comes in as Leafa early on into the nerve gear because she's worried about you dying. You meet some other characters, other players that are more significant, which you would have if you stayed in the world. And also, AI characters play a bigger part in these games. Not by AI is in that, but like the game's UI, kind of like Yui, more characters like Yui appear in
Gotcha.
these series. The best game in the lot is ironically the one without swords.
Yeah.
Gun Gale Online's video game is a fun third-person shooter. It's a little bit linear, but the thing is, the gameplay itself is fun and the characters are fun, and they don't like Kirito's a side character for once, because it's like you can make your own character in all of them, but that one, or you can make your own character in all of them, but you're always coded as Kirito and all but that one. They also had a game that crossed over with Excel World, because Excel World is considered to be in the same universe.
Cool.
So the games are fun. They're dated in the fact that they're definitely PSP games, but like they're enjoyable story wise because they give a different breath of life into the series. Like I'm going to give a spoiler for the anime. In the last one before this one, at the end of what the story would have been, the blonde-haired dude that you're with dies, and Kirito's mind is broken, and he can't get out of a wheelchair or do anything. And so the woman in the gold armor, Alice, takes care of him, and it leads to like a war that he can't help with, and his friends have to show up later, and it's all very dramatic.
Gotcha.
But the ironic thing is they're all in a fantasy world, and in this one, none of these people die because one different thing happened. The only one who dies is that one chick who's considered better than Kirito at playing games. Unfortunately, she has terminal cancer. Oh no.
Alright, well, okay, so you do like these games. That's good.
They're fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So moving on, because I
now
get the
they're
feeling
done.
you're going to keep talking if I
No,
let you.
no. I was finished.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So someone pointed out that between like the Golem game and Suicide Squad, the return of shovelware games is making a comeback. Remember those old shovelware games?
hold up, because before we go on with Suicide Squad, because that's loaded, Gollum, people expected it from how it looked. I'll be honest with you. Unfortunate but true. Gollum, they expected it by how it looked. Suicide Squad actually plays okay. It's just the repetitiveness, and there's a lot of issues I have with it. But I wouldn't consider it shovelware.
Well, either way, a lot of people think that the shovelwares are making the return.
I do agree with that.
Honest, this game looks like the shovelware South Park game that came out on the 64, where they play having a snowball fight.
Yeah, you mean the one where you'd always get chased by the turkey? Yeah, that one was awful.
Yeah, and this, I'm getting like the exact same, probably because it's in the snow, but like the combat doesn't look good. They didn't even crack a joke once.
Jesse, it looks like It looks like iNinja, but like
Ninja. The character models look awful. Holy smokes! I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, they look like they're supposed to look, but they're 3D, and that was a bad choice. But they had to make them 3D to do that, but they didn't because things like Octopath Traveler exist.
Yeah.
Or Demon Turf. Do you know Demon Turf?
No.
Open a sidebar and look up Demon Turf.
I'll do it some other time.
Because that's a game where it's a 3D platformer, but your character's in 2D.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, yes, I know what that game looks like. Yeah, if it was something like that, that could work.
Definitely. I mean, it's just. Oh, do you see Spider-Man in that fucking that snow Spider-Man inside the space shuttle?
Where?
It's Snow Spider-Man. You got the mask and everything.
Oh yeah.
Why is he there? Oh well.
Yeah. So no,
The game doesn't look good.
No, it does not. But even for like the few seconds we see of the combat, it's like, hold on.
Grab your gang and head into the fray in South Park Snow Day.
Yeah, like this just seems like a generic,
Switch, March 26th.
super generic.
Pre-orders are available.
It looks aggressively average.
Star Wars Classic Edition collection.
All right, so I'm going to start with the bad before I get to the good, because the good is obvious, but I want to touch on the bad. And the bad with Star Wars Battlefront as a series is the lightsaber combat has aged like garbage. And it has. It's some of the worst in the series. I actually think Jedi Knight 2 and Jedi Academy even have better lightsaber combat. And that's because there's actually dueling.
So the thing about the lightsaber combat in Battlefield 2 is that it's like a hero unit that's like a super special thing that you get for a brief period.
Right.
And it's supposed to be like you cut through everyone like butter. And you're not really, it's clearly made that you're supposed to be just fighting the stormtroopers with it. You're not supposed to be fighting other lightsaber people with it. Because fighting other lightsaber people with it is in like one side mode.
Right. So let me get on with the reason that makes it bad though, comparatively to the newer one. Not Battlefront 1, because I think Battlefront 1 was actually worse all around than these. Battlefront 2, the way it is now, when you get a lightsaber unit, they're better than anybody in the game. And if you fight another lightsaber unit, it becomes a skill thing, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
Unless you're like there's obviously exploits, but there's exploits in this game too. If you use the Force, you can push a guy off a cliff.
Yeah.
There's only one character that can do that, really, in Battlefront 2, and that's Darth Maul. So, like, unlike every character being able to do it in here, there's only one, so the balance is better. The lightsaber combat itself feels amazing in Battlefront 2 nowadays. So I think that's a low point of these games. I think the ability to use as many machines as you can is better in this game. I think the air fighting is better in this game. It feels more crisp. I think the ground combat is outside of vehicles. It's not as good, but inside a vehicle, it's much better. I think they're better with vehicles. It depends on the vehicle.
Some of those vehicles are really bad.
Well,
like
that one we're looking at,
walkers, right? Terrible.
Yeah,
these things, pretty fun.
yeah. I mean, that's how Halo is too.
Yeah.
So, like, the big thing to note here is, like, you have like two vehicles to choose from in one, or you have a bunch that, like, some are good and interesting, and some are bad.
Terrible to drive, but fun to man the cannon with.
Yeah. So, but you get what I mean. There's things that are good and there are things that are bad. One of the bad things about this game is they're just like you had to use couch co-op to play it again, even on an Xbox. Now you don't, so they fixed that because the areas are bigger in this one. I do find the environments more pretty to look at in Battlefront 2, and I think some of the choices of worlds that you can go to are times better, like the landing pad on Endor.
I'm going to talk real quick, and don't interrupt me because I'm just going to blather a little bit. So this game has very asynchronous fights. And it's not just, like, the maps. Like, as you can see, like, this is, like, the only vehicle that the Republican side gets, whereas the droids get, like, these two. And droids also have Genosians helping them out in this fight that you can't play as. But also, like, the units you can pick depends on what race you have. Like, the droids have droidicas that you can only play as if you're playing as droids. And I do wonder how this kind of asynchronous multiplayer will be taken in this day and age. Because everybody's always blathering on about balance and fairness and blah, blah, blah. Which, I mean, the base units are all exactly the same. There is no guy who bought a super gun killing everyone. Everybody's got the same kits to choose from.
I mean,
aside from, the two special units each race gets. But even then, usually a somewhat busted one on each race. So I do wonder how well it's going to be taken being all asynchronous like that.
I mean, I'm curious too. One of the big things to note here, and I'll go back to Battlefront 2 because it's still very live action. Like, people are still on it all the time today for good reason. They made the shit free. Good idea. Finally. You look at that one and you have access to almost every character. It depends on the side and where you're at, who you are. But, like, where you're at is legitimately, and what side you're on, it's just a skin difference. A majority of the things that you focus on are your builds, your card adaptations, your abilities, your mods, and the weapon loadout you have, which you can change. And that, I think, is a much better way to formulate these things, because you get a set amount of characters for each team. Yeah, you can be the droids depending on where you're at in the game, or
Yeah.
you could be the stormtroopers, the Empire, with some droids. Or you could be the clone troopers, the Republic, or you could be the Rebellion, the Galactic Rebellion. Just depending on where you're at, and they both have the same loadout. You can switch their weapons out however you, and it depends on what weapon you have, what mods you have, what abilities you have. And I think that that's a little bit easier to control how broken it is, because it takes out a little bit of the uniqueness. I won't lie to you. I agree with that, because I think that's where you're going to go.
Well, there's also, how people really love balance, and this game's not balanced.
with a game like this, because this came out at a time when it didn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
It didn't. Like, in a third-person shooter, nobody gave a fuck. But, like, this is post-Halo. Like, let's be real, 343 isn't making any type of golden tickets. So it's post-Halo world. Current, like, post-COD world almost. Post-Battlefield world.
I mean, a lot of Battlefield games had, like, the same, like, classes, and you pick your class, and then you go out, die, pick a different class, die.
I mean,
I will say this game is very Battlefield-y in the way it's done. Even Battlefield is, it has the checkpoints, it's checkpoint based, and this game is checkpoint based.
Yep.
So
I do think that this game is built around being what it is of its time, which there are a lot of games that do the things that Battlefield does. I mean, Lord of the Rings Conquest exists, right?
Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings Conquest, which is just Battlefield, but Lord of the Rings.
it's a lesser game because they didn't put as much polish into it. But the big thing to note here is I think this will be well received, just like when they remastered Republic Commando, but it will not usurp Battlefront 2
This
remakes.
won't remake the world. This will just be fun for a while.
Exactly. Well, it'll be fun for a long time.
It'll be like F-Zero 100, where it's like, hey, let's play F-Zero again. Yeah! And now nobody plays it.
I could actually give a comparison based on that I'm actually thinking of right now. If they released an F-Zero pack with F-Zero GX and F-Zero GP, the Game Boy Advance game, in one thing, that would be awesome, first off, for conservation and the ability to play for cheaper. But people wouldn't be competitively playing these games as much as, let's say, Mario Kart. Like, the established, there are Star Wars games coming out that people are looking at now, and the company that's working on Jedi Survivor are working on 4 more right now, 2 of which are first-person shooters. So I don't think, like, this is going to be the game changer here. I think, honestly, that first-person shooter could be Battlefront 3.
Oh my god, look at this Stormtrooper and this Rebel back to back each other, not realizing their enemy is right next to each other.
Yeah, one's about to shoot the other. Oh, no, wait, that laser's going right. Oh no.
Oh, it's going to be a PK. It's going to be team kill along with a kill. It's going to be a double kill.
Dead. They're dead.
This guy's like, well, I have to take my shot even if it kills my teammate. Let's go.
That is one of the big things I want to notate here, though. The scope of these.
Oh, the scope of these matches are huge. Like, this fight here, this is insane, where it's like, the Rebel team has to destroy these things before they can get to the main base and blow up the generator. Oh, it's crazy.
They tried to recreate that in the first Battlefield remake, or Battlefront remake, and it was just garbage. The second one did it pretty well.
Like, the big fights, I wonder if Galactic Conquest is going to make its return. That's going to be weird in a multiplayer setting, but...
I mean, no, because it would just turn into co-op. I'm going to tell you right now, is they just make it into co-op.
Cooperative Galactic Conquest. I mean, I guess if it's just like on a
otherwise it turns into Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Otherwise it turns into Battle Royale Battlefront.
I'm not against that.
I know, but like they would have marked it right here. They wouldn't have like lied about it or nothing. They would have just said, "Hey, battle,"
I
because
mean,
like
they
it's a
could still
selling
have
point
Galactic
these days.
Conquest like as a multiplayer with friends thing too.
True, and I do think that it makes the most sense to do co-op with it because that's going to be really fun.
There was both
add
co-op
some to the
and
story.
against each other in the old games. I remember when I went
Well,
to our friends.
for Galactic Conquest Online, I mean.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that works. We'll see
Yep.
with that.
All right,
Anyways.
what's next?
Oh, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance.
I have no opinion on what they're going to do because I have no idea what's happening.
Did they say whether this is DLC or an expansion pass or whatever?
No, but I think it's just an expansion pass. It looks like one. It doesn't have that much extra content they're showcasing.
As long as it's not a Persona 5 Royal situation where it's just the game again, but different.
I'll be honest with you. I've already talked about how I think Persona actually is able to get away with that. I don't think Megami Tensei have changes in their stuff to do it, but Persona like just gives out baseline combat, and then they're like, and the next one is a full new story. I'm like, oh, dope. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, so
because their stories are just good enough.
I remember they also came out with Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, which is like a sequel to Shin Megami Tensei 4. So I wonder if this is gonna be like that, where it's a sequel. That could be a
maybe. It's possible. I don't see that as a working formula necessarily. If they're gonna do it, they'd have to show a little more. We have to wait and see on it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on this. Epic Mickey, huzzah!
This is gonna be an immediate sell for me. This is as big a sell for me. Jesse, I want to be clear with you. This is as big a sell for me as Thousand Year Door.
Oh yeah.
In fact, it might even be more because this is more important to gaming. This repopularized the Disney video.
Okay, game. I'm not gonna argue that slight against Thousand Year Door you just did. I'm gonna
put a pin in it. Don't paint it as a slight because it's not. This is a respectful comment based upon the fact that this kept Disney in the video game market.
Joey, when it comes to Paper Mario, that's when we get dirty with each other.
I'm not even trying to be dirty right now.
Okay.
We'll not be
dirty right now.
Because I'm giving you my reasoning. Disney would have left the video game market entirely. Think of all the games we would not have.
Yeah.
Think of all the characters we wouldn't have in certain games. Sora and Smash would not have happened, Jesse.
Yeah.
But like also Kingdom Hearts, none of them would have kept going after I think this was around the time of 365 Days or Birth by Sleep, one of the two. But those would have been the last ones. They wouldn't have done anything else. Wouldn't have made a series, wouldn't have made a manga, would have made nothing. Including the music that Yukari Utada added to the zeitgeist of everything, being some of the best.
So I do think we're kind of getting away from Epic Mickey itself.
Right. Well, I just wanted to articulate my point, which is I prodded the bear. I had to explain why. Okay. So I think this game is going to be, because of the games that I've seen with paintbrushes, this and Okami up there. So I'm really glad they did this because Okami's been getting that love.
Let me talk a little bit. So one thing I remember when I played this game is when it came out, I was like an early teenager, and I was like, oh my god, it's Disney, but dark, yeah! As all early teenagers tend to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, playing this game, they have Oswald here. This is the game that kind of motivated Disney to get Oswald back.
That's true. One of the things I've been hoping for forever is...
Joe, you're cutting out.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back? Okay.
Okay. One of the things I've been hoping they would acknowledge is Felix the Cat.
Felix the Cat?
Who, he is the actual first ever, even before Oswald was conceived, first ever cartoon character from a Western artist, like before Mickey, before Oswald, before any of them. So the big thing to note here is Mickey murdered Felix. Like Felix had a resurgence in the 80s and wanted them to recognize it. Because I mean he's open source now. So I'm kind of hoping he's in there somewhere.
But This game, I will also say, is full of all of those juicy Easter eggs you would want in this type of game.
Definitely.
I remember
The
just
game itself is thematic as shit.
I remember in the first level, I saw an image of the first level briefly. Well, in the first level is like a swamp level. And if you just like look out in the swamp, you can see like a million things buried in the swamp. Each one is its own like deep cut Easter egg, and it's crazy, man. And this entire game is like that.
Now, a fun fact for the folks listening: this is the first remake of a Mickey Mouse game uh, since Castle of Illusion back in 2000.
Yeah.
Which was also pretty well received, mind you. And I'm really stoked that they're remaking Mickey's Magical. Sorry, Princess Peach's game. It's Mickey's Magical Journey, which is a good choice, especially for Princess Peach. Gives her a lot of different kinds of personality to play with. So the big thing here is Mickey's respect here is being showcased in them remaking this game, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, let's moving on. We got Monster Hunter Stories. Good, clean.
It's just gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's just a fun RPG. I do like how fast paced it is and like cinematic it is.
I like how it's literally just monster taming. Like you can weapon. That's a big thing for me. Is you're a monster hunter, you're not a monster tamer necessarily. Like that one is not exclusive. You know what I mean? I think that's a good choice in these games, and that's literally this is directly inspired by Dragon Quest monsters. Directly inspired by it, and that's a good thing to be inspired by. And I'm hoping this is a lead-in to them starting to bring 3DS games back to the Switch, because there's a lot of games that are locked on things people want. Just fucking 3 Fire Emblem games locked on the 3DS now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one's a remake and one revitalized their series you more love. Like Awakening at the very least deserves to be ported because it's fucking Awakening. You have certain games like Weapon Shop Diomase that are hit. You have oh my god, brain fart.
Oh, hold on. I just noticed this. We seem to have like a concept art page with a whole bunch of different music.
That's interesting. It might be a showcase of the game.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I mean, this might be a remake.
I don't know if the original game had this, because if this is like new,
nope.
This is like
that
means they're adding cool stuff to the game.
Because they know this. People were excited for the second one because they announced it when Rise came out, and I'll be honest with you, Rise died while Worlds is still going. For good reason. They launched it only on the Switch. That was a dumb choice. But Monster Hunter World's only being released. People were stoked for that because it fed into the style of what the Switch does. And it fed in just right. So people were chomping at the bit for this. And for good reason. Good game. And I'm glad they're remastering it, it looks like.
That's cool. Anyways, moving on. Unicorn Overlord, the game that is...
The game's either going to be shit or it's going to be great. It's going to be one of the other.
Well, I just saw a demo available today, so we can check it out later.
I mean, the pro tag looks like some guy.
Or be faced with difficult decisions.
So they're mentioning this thing about difficult decisions. In the original Ogre Battle 64, that's the one I played the most. There were actual like branching storylines that like did actually like matter.
Well, you know they took that off of Suikoden, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's Suikoden. So this is Suikoden mixed with a little bit of Ogre Battle.
I think Ogre Battle is actually older than Suikoden. Like they're
Ogre Battle is, but the choice thing is not.
I don't know, but I do know it's just basically like you move squads of units along the map, and they're RPG squads, and then when you hit your opponents, you start an RPG battle,
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
Now, you know what we really need? An Odama remake.
Oh my god, Odama! Fucking
Move! Move! Move!
God, I could not play that game. That game could not understand a word I said.
I beat it, but that's just because back then I was articulate. This game looks like it could be fun. It looks like it could fail too because they're starting to fall into the caveat of doing the same art. Like, I love Octopath Traveler. There's like 7 games that have come out in the past 10 years that have the same art style on the same console. Like, chill.
And there's been 30 Souls-like games yet you're still excited for the crab game, so it's fine.
I mean, to be fair, it takes them a while for one company to do it, and I usually don't look at them.
Who's making this game?
To liberate
Sega's making this game. Oh yeah, that should be good. Sega's making it. That gives me more confidence.
To be fair, Mitsubishi is making this game because Sega is owned by Mitsubishi.
So, that gives me more confidence that this is just some rando indie team.
Is Sega publishing or are they developing?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna peek in the corner while you do your thing.
Let's see. We have a ranger roly-poling adventure. I don't have much to say about this. It just looks like a cute little puzzle game.
It's developed by Vanillaware.
Oh, Vanillaware? They make pretty good games. I remember they made 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
Oh, they didn't just make that, buddy.
Oh,
they made more than that. Oh, they made Muramasa the Blade. They made Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, they made a whole bunch of really good games. So
they made Odin's Spear. They made Grim Grimoire.
I'm confident.
Good shit. Grim Grimoire is considered one of the best RPGs ever made.
Notably, a lot of those games have this very similar art style, so
That is true. My worry is the overworld looks very similar to fucking Octopath. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Triangle strategy already came out.
Hey, look there.
But I am here for it. It looks fun. It looks like a better version. It looks like a more accessible version for me of Advance Wars because I was never a fan of Advance Wars because it felt too similar to Fire Emblem. Like, not different enough.
This looks like Fire Emblem, not a turn-based.
Right. But like this screen I'm looking at, it looks like that because that should have been what Advance Wars should have been to me.
So I think a closer game would be because of the way because this looks like it has a similar class station. Think of it more like Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's an RTS.
Right, but I'm using this as a comparison, not for that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying I wanted this to be what Advance Wars play like because I'm using tanks and I didn't want to take turns with tanks. One of the reasons it worked with Fire Emblem is because it was, and you can make an argument for it, but like they were dudes who all had.
You put out at the exact word you said involved Fire Emblem.
So I was gonna say Fire Emblem just has people that you actually grow personalities with, and I can deal with that being a singular like move thing because I can at least learn about them as they do their thing. Advanced Wars is less that, so it would have made more sense to me as a RTS.
So with Advanced Wars, it's not for me. It's not about the story. It's about the gameplay, and I think gameplay of Advanced Wars is more strategic, like way more strategic and better for that.
True, but I think it would have been even better as an RTS because that adds even more.
Well, Joey, you say it would have been better as RTS, but we played the Advanced Wars RTS on this channel. Remember?
That wasn't an RTS, and you freaking know it.
Yes, it was.
Not in the way we're talking about.
You're like, God, I wish we could play this game we already played and I didn't like.
Like being like, oh, yeah, no, it's just like Dynasty Warriors. It's closer to Dynasty Warriors than it is like an RTS, man.
I'm just saying, the way you were saying that, I was like, wait a minute, we already did this.
To be fair, the one we played was closer to a Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
But the game looks good. This one just looks fun.
Yeah.
I don't have much to add about that one.
We'll have to see because like the thing about the original Ogre Battle was it wasn't so much about the moment-to-moment gameplay as it was like long-term gameplay. Because in the Ogre Battle 64, you didn't like gain new classes by going to a list and picking out the new classes. You gain new classes by being like, all right, this guy died, and so you go to revive him, but the revival went wrong, and now he's a skeleton.
We're on this frame right now, and you're noticing that your teammate is having an action while the action of attacking is being done. Heavy cut.
Oh,
Environment matters.
Ooh, that's nice. That didn't matter.
That is good.
So I do wonder if this is going to have that same thing where your character's actions in battle do actually like affect them permanently.
If they do that, it might be really hard to write again. But it's also, on the Switch, so we can't ask too much.
I mean, Ogre Battle 64 did it, so it's like, it's been done!
Right, but like,
we'll see if they do it.
If we're talking as dense as I'm thinking, I think that we're missing the boat here for what we're talking about. Like, I mean, if I get injured and it hits the guy's arm because you have arm-based damage or like body-based damage, they can no longer use a bow. They have to use an axe. That's what I'm thinking.
So that's not as extensive as it was. Though there were moments where it's like, okay, so you have the skeleton. I'm actually continuing because the skeleton is actually... they don't come back as a skeleton. They come back as a zombie. The zombie is a shit unit. It's not very good. But if the zombie gets hit by a fire attack, the skin melts off and he becomes a skeleton. An actually really good unit. And then if the skeleton gets hit by a fire wind combo attack, which are very rare, it becomes a ghost, which is also a shit unit. So it's like, you can have a good unit who dies, comes back as a bad unit. There's a small chance of that happening. There's also a smaller, like a 0.1% chance of becoming like an angel, a super unit. And then, based on your actions again, you can intentionally get hit by a fire attack to get a good unit again. And then if you match them up poorly and fight somebody who's firing combo attacks at you, you can then get a shit unit again. And that's the kind of game it is, where it's like, you gotta watch what you're doing.
But it's interesting but simplistic, and I'll tell you why I think that. I think that because that's literally just utilizing an attack, but just to change your unit. That's simple. That's not what I mean necessarily. Although if that is in the game, that would be dope. The intricacies of making body-based damage. You should play Ogre Battle
64. That is a very good, like, even if you don't like it, it's an interesting case study that I think you would appreciate.
Gotcha. But hold on. What I mean is when I say injuries last throughout the entire game, it would basically be taking a step further than deaths last the entire game, which is something that was groundbreaking when it happened, but it happened 40 years ago. The big thing to note here is if you have injuries that last your entire game, or unless you treat them, and like that means that the inference here is you can also train up body parts to be able to do certain things better.
Those would be interesting. I don't think this game's ever going to go that deep.
I'm waiting for one to do that because that would be really cool. Because like if I wanted to train a specific unit, like train the legs and then he's faster, but also train his back so he can carry heavy loads. Okay, perfect. He's my pack mule. He also is my tank. He isn't built to hit.
I think the other thing I want to point out, because I got this whole dissertation on Ogre Battle 64. I've been wanting to talk about that game for a while. In Ogre Battle 64, your alignment matters, and every unit has an alignment. And the alignment increases by being surrounded by people of the alignment. Like a bunch of high alignment characters will push the alignment of other characters towards it. And, you could have, like, lower alignment characters. And you can only class change to certain classes if you're of these certain alignments. Which means, and it's not just the pushing, your actions in battle change based on the alignments. If you're a high-level unit picking on low-level units, your alignment will go down and you'll become more evil. And if you're a low-level unit attacking high-level units, you'll become lawful character. It's lawful in chaos. You'll become a lawful character and you'll be able to change into lawful classes. And this means that you're doing a balance of trying to keep your lawful classes low level and your chaotic classes high level to try to, keep them on the right path that you want them to, while also your main character's alignment actually changes the story and who you can recruit. And it's just this whole mess of like every battle, every action you do is like changing the long game.
Jesse, let's go to the next game though, because we're starting to get stuck on those.
Sorry, derailed. Ranger.
So we talked about. I mean, this one just looks like it's simple and fun. It doesn't show any type of story element or nothing like that. So there's nothing really to say other than the fact that it looks like a fun game that would be perfect for a phone.
See, I'm looking at this, and then I look at World of Goo, and I'm like, well, I'll game World of Goo. Like,
I actually would prefer this, but that's just because I think that the tactile feel of this will be more enjoyable.
Maybe. Anyways, moving on.
No, this one's just going to be good. It looks like it plays basically the same. Oninaki is a good example of how it plays usually, but like side-scrolling Soulsborne. Oninaki basically means you summon spirits to do your attacks usually. Another good example is Baten Kaidos, or a Lost Kingdom. Those are some games. Or Folklore.
Yeah, they mentioned a homunculus that she's working with, so it definitely sounds like she's not going to do much fighting herself.
Oh, she is the combat. Like, that is the combat style.
Yeah.
She does attack her. So it is like one of those 3 games.
Wait, I think... Oh, no, she does do a little bit of the fighting herself, it looks like. No, that's not it.
Upon end of
yeah, I don't know.
And lending their aid.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
Yeah.
But the game looks fun. The first one was great. It was shocking. It was surprising how good it was.
I can't wait to play this game and make all of the JoJo jokes I want.
I mean, there's a lot of games that you can. Like, I'm surprised you haven't played Baten Kaidos yet. It's also on the Switch.
We should. And then Grounded. This game's been out a while. Honestly, there's not much to say other than it's a good base building.
Did we go to the other end yet? Or, like,
there was
I think we only hit the halfway point.
So we started at another Crab's Treasure, because that's what we...
Yeah, no, we didn't go to anything on that end.
Penny's Big Breakaway. A lot of people are getting early copies of this game because it's coming out soon. And they're saying this is really good. So...
I mean, the stylization is smart because it doesn't look like it's using data.
I'm noticing
so it can run smooth.
A lot of different moving because you saw her go to that dash jump into this rolly bit. There does seem to be a variety of movement you can do, and that's always fun in a platformer.
Definitely, I agree.
Variety is the spice of life, and a lot of people kind of underestimate platformers thinking they should be simple, but I think a platformer that at least allows you to get like as complicated as you want are usually the good ones.
Yeah, you can beat it with some simplicity, but you can master it with the one.
Yeah, those are usually the best platformers.
That's why I think Sunshine is so good, because the high-end play of that game is insane.
Oh, have you ever seen a glitchless speedrun of that game? Oh my god, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It is. It's like watching... There are some games that it's like watching art to play through them.
Suika game.
This one's going to be great. It's a fun game. Yeah, nothing much to say.
Suika game, that can't wait to play more of that.
Pepper Grinder, that one caught my eye.
Yeah.
That one looks interesting.
I mean, you dig, you go. It seems very fast paced. Yeah, I'm noticing.
I think that's what's gonna give it its juice, as it were.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as good if it was slow.
It does kind of look like a Metroidvania, but I'm not seeing much Metroidvania elements. So
I bet you're correct though, and it is a Metroidvania.
A fast-paced Metroidvania would be pretty sick, though.
Specifically one where you can break through the environment.
Yeah. But, I mean, you see him, like, bouncing off the environment and stuff and destroying enemies. Yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah, looks fun.
Honestly, I don't know if there's much to say other than it looks fun. Because it seems
I mean...
You go fast and drill things. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's simple. It's not overtly complicated.
But, I mean, we saw her use the shed. They seem like there's a lot of things you do with the drill. It's not just drill things. It's
the drill is the gimmick, and that's a good thing.
Pocket Card Journey. Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, we already talked about it. The art is great. The concept is great. It would be way better as a mini. That's it. This game, that one looks okay.
Moomin Valley,
looks
we get
like
the Moomins. Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's showing the name.
Yeah, there we go. Moomins, let's go.
Moomin Papa.
Let's see.
But yeah, no, that one looks okay. This one looks interesting.
Yeah. These are like the very short bits. Oh my god, we have been at this for a long while. We might have to wrap this up soon. I'll just skip. I have to skip all these short bits.
Oh no, we'll finish up. Let's
right.
finish up right. This one looks
Hold
solid.
on. Go back. Oh god, I skipped it all. Oh my god, these are so short. I can't do it. All right. This game, it's weird because like there are bits to the style that like look good, but like the backgrounds and the like foregrounds aren't like matching for me.
I mean, the big thing to note here is it's probably built around. I bet you it's actually based around some actual African like history too. That's my guess.
I hope so, but I'm just like looking at this environment. Like these two do not look like they belong in this environment. Is that weird?
It's
like they're
probably...
like popping out, like they're like a different art style. Because like especially this girl's dress, that is like super colorful compared to the rest of this. It's like oof.
I mean, to be fair, that might be the point.
That could be the point. They could be like lost in a different dimension or something. If we're going with that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I mean, like Bastion existed.
And then like the pictures like are really not matching the models. Like she looks really good here, and then she looks like here, and it's like ooh.
I mean, how early access is this though? That's
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty early.
I don't know. It's just the art style that I'm like about, but the rest of it otherwise looks pretty good. Oh yeah, Demon Slayer party game. Let's go.
This shit's Demon Slayer Beat Mania. Look at that shit. It's Beat Mania.
This is gonna be a super gimmicky game.
It is, but people are gonna buy it because Demon Slayer is that big now. Even though
Demon Slayer is fucking awesome. Let's go.
It's great, but it doesn't have that many episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
under 100.
I don't know if
it's under 100.
Big enough for a major Beat Mania game that shows off all the cool shit.
A Beat Mania game and a fighting game because their fighting game was made by the.
Okay, a fighting game is fine because there's so many characters in Demon Slayer.
Right.
How short it is.
But like, think of the other game series that the people who made Ultimate Ninja Storm did not do, and then they made this one, and that immediately puts it on the level of Naruto. Like, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Oh god, it's like cooperative. Ugh, weird.
Everybody, throw it to the right. You messed up. It's to the left.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
This is a fun game.
Yeah, it's a good game. If you're like Skyrim isn't realistic enough, just go play Kingdom Come Deliverance. I can't see who I'm swinging at.
Contra.
This looks like actually like Contra. I'm here for this.
This looks like the new Contra game we wanted.
Yeah.
Look, they even got the aliens. This is that game where I'm like, I don't know why, but I feel like
they're playing Gwent.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a lot better than
Not the base. Not the base. No.
That almost wraps up this Nintendo Direct partnership.
Online expansion.
The big thing here is it's 5 Rareware games. Let's notate here that they only got like 1 or 2 Rareware games before this. They probably had to do a deal to get those games by themselves. Right now, it looks like they made a deal with Microsoft and Rareware.
Who knows? Maybe Nintendo will buy a Rareware pack.
I'm looking right now.
These games are available today.
Available today.
And
oh, I can't wait till all the Battletoads videos come out. Ooh, watching people scream at that one.
So I want to notate something here. With that thing we talked about with Microsoft earlier, just a side note for the folks listening. For PlayStation, Sea of Thieves is going there.
Nice.
So yeah, they are throwing out some of their bigger games. So that's the thing to keep an eye for.
There's
Is
a
this is
rumor
the
that
big
Xbox
thing.
might be pulling out of the game system.
I doubt it. It doesn't make sense, especially not like they're losing on sales now. But to be fair, nobody was selling consoles for a good while in this console market for this generation. Like, so it's not really fair to say that when Nintendo's been in this with this console since 2017, and theirs came in during the pandemic when there was a shortage because of crypto mining. Like, it's not a fair comparison. If any generation was an unbalanced weight, it's this one. So I don't think that they're going to be pulling out because Microsoft has enough money to buy all of these if they really wanted to and were allowed to.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I Phil Spencer's gone on
Joey, you cut out.
Phil Spencer has gone on record saying they're not doing that. And that is the head honcho of Xbox. Microsoft has not made any mention. It's just rumors at the moment.
Gotcha.
Rumors that don't hold water. So let's not stoke that fire until we see more people talk about it.
Speaking of fire, water game.
Yeah, it's just going to be good. That's going to be a really good learning game.
Yeah, you get to learn about the ocean.
Yeah.
I feel like we already said everything about this game we were going to say.
Yeah. I mean, because they gave a good amount of time for us to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go swim with the dolphins. Hang out.
For under 24 minutes, this direct was actually very pleasant.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. A lot of these games are just kind of pleasant. Like, yeah, I like this.
And they're probably not going to be very expensive, and that's the big thing here. Is this is the
I'm trying to look at this. I'm like, I don't think any of these are going to be like super expensive.
Yep.
Well, Vengeance, even if it's expansion pack, it's probably going to be expensive.
Oh, I mean, I know the Sword Art game will be expensive, and the South Park game.
South Park game's going to be too expensive.
Fantasy Life at most will be $50, but that's the high end here. I'm thinking 30 probably at most.
Banana Rumble might be $50 too. Maybe.
Yeah,
it depends how big of a game it actually is.
True. Honestly, I think that this whole thing was just a solid direct.
Yeah,
it's nothing game changing. It's not the direct where they announced all the Mario games and the Peach game.
I mean, the only game I saw on here that I'm like, this is gonna be bad is South Park.
I am holding my tongue on it. It looks rough, but that's all I can say.
It might come out to be the best South Park game ever.
True. I mean, as I was saying before, the first two they made, people were talking mad shit. Because it just looks like South Park, and I'm like, why is that a problem?
I mean, Fractured,
but yeah,
Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole are fantastic games. I love them.
Well, they are, but when they were announced, they were looking at them sideways pretty hard.
Yeah. You know, we need more comedy games.
Good
we haven't had as many comedy games as I would like.
I've been playing through Romancevania again because it's so fun. It's so funny. First off, I didn't notice my first playthrough, but they give like your Dracula character uber cheekbones. Like the most cheekboniest cheekbones. But like it dawns on me that I'm like trying to date a pumpkin. And I just crack up.
Anyway, so yeah. That'll be
that was a good Nintendo Direct, folks.
I think we're gonna enjoy it. I think it's gonna be pretty good. We stay tuned for next week where apparently we get the Pokemon Direct.
Yep. And keep your eye specifically. I think my choice for this one, the number one choice, is the Epic Mickey remake that everybody's got.
I don't know how many people are going to be into this game nowadays. Because it is, at the end of the day, just a platformer.
Right, but 3D platformers have made their return.
Yeah.
That's the big thing to note here, is this is at the height of the return. So if he's going to come back, now is the right.
You're right. This is the time.
And it's obviously Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse has been in the news recently because of the copyright expiring last year.
Oh, yeah.
Or this year, yeah. Mickey Mouse's copyright expired. He's 100 years old.
Anyways.
So, yep.
I hope y'all have fun.
Yep.
Bye.
We'll catch you next week for the Pokemon Direct.